Yo, what's good, guys? Banlist is out, so you already know I spent the last 40 hours, 30, something like turf math, I don't even know, bro, 20, 30, 40. I spent however the hell long that was working on a great Pendulum list. We got multiple lists coming for you guys, but this is the most generic, most basic 4 or 5 negates every single turn, utilizing the new cards to destroy Altergeist Striker and really destroy the meta. I tailored this build to destroy, like, no gimmicky stuff, just to really destroy the meta, to ensure any single turn is going to end up on, you'll see the extra deck. It's like all the spell trap negates, like Naruto, Vortex, Boral Savage. You really utilizing Boral Savage. Typically, Boral Savage and Vortex with 2 Fog Blades. So you always want 2 spell trap negates, always, plus the 2 Fog Blades. And it's every single turn does it. And I took out so many cards that stop with that don't let consistency go through. A small deck, 45 instead of 60. Lots of draw cards in here as well to ensure you draw the side cards. And I'll show you guys greatness. Before we get started, do check out this playmat. New playmat for Turf Gaming. Link in the description below. Awesome, help support the channel. And shout out to my sponsor, Game Nation. YGMarket.com. Use Peng up 5% off. Let's get straight to the video, boys. Don't forget to subscribe as well. We got 3 Wisdoms, 3 Harmo, 1 of each of these. We do play Desires, but you need 1 of each of these. If you banish them, it's irrelevant. Who cares? You're going to want to try going to them anyways before. And with Boral Savage, you need to play Wisdom Eyes, man. You have to play Wisdom Eyes before regardless. But now, what else? You don't want to play Garbage, Pearl, Poison, and Black Fangs. They truly suck. I know you play pen calls, but Wisdom Eyes are like 9 pen calls. There are 9 cards that say you're going to have skills regardless of what your opponent does. So you want to ensure of that because Wisdoms are what saves you games through Electrum, getting hand trap, etc., etc. But this is the correct Magician count. The only thing that's debatable is 1 more Magician of your choice of either Black Fang or Janky. 1 of them, and maybe you can play 11. But do not play less than this if you're playing, unless you want to play a really small count. Do not play more than 11. Playing more than 11 is absolutely stupid. Like, you don't want to see too many Magicians. But that's the perfect Magician count. Now, we changed something in the turbo cards big time. We took out Magical Abductor. Magical Abductor is, even though we play literally 18 spells in here, 16, something like that, well, 22 of these. If you draw, you got to draw 2 spells for Abductor to be a turbo card. And even then, it's almost like 3 spells. Because if you, like, let's say you upstart, Allure, and then you have 2 spells. If you activate a 3rd spell to get the counter, what card is going to get you a turbo card? So Abductor is not that great of a turbo card. It's more of a win more card. But we play 1 Abductor because a lot of times when you draw a bunch of draw cards, big Electrum before your pen summon, you send the Abductor, you add the Abductor, and then you literally just Duelist Alliance, pen calls, activate, get a free +1. So 1's all that's required to have it accessible with Electrum. But you do not need more than that because it's not so much a turbo card. It's a pseudo turbo card. 1 is the best. We'll save that for later. These are the 9 real turbo cards. And 3 Dark Worm. You want it because a small deck, 6 Pendulum calls, obviously. Now we got random 1-0s. So the 1 Abductor that I talked about, you're going to be searching a lot. You need to play 1, man, 100%. Like, don't play 3, but play 1 because so many times you're going to have Duelist Alliance or an Upstart Goblin or an Allure that you just don't need to activate. You simply just add sometimes you don't need to set, like, add an Electrum. You don't need Electrum's effect. Just add the Abductor, you get a free +. And then the 1 gets 0. Oh, sorry, I should take out Upstart. We're 45, but I get Allure because Allure, like, you go through 2 cards, right? So it's way better than that. But 1 of each of these mythical beasts. Basilisk is nice because it gives Cerberus the option of being either a Jackal or an Upstart Goblin. And after you side deck, and I'll show you guys the side deck, what really separates this deck compared to the past decks I've made is the side deck obliterates the meta. And I know people say, oh, my side deck wins, I side 3 Twin Twister. But the Twister doesn't actually do anything, it just pops 2 of their 4 back row, right? But the back row hate that's in here are cards like Reboot, Danko, Atrunade. Cards that if you activate against Striker or against Altergeist, you auto win. And because you play 3 Desires, 3 Allure, and 4 Upstart Goblins and Cerberus and Basilisk, you're always going to be drawing it. So you play 6 of each, like there's 6 cards that are auto wins if you draw. So that's why you need to play the Basilisk, to ensure you draw it, right? And the 1 Jackal. And a cool thing with Basilisk is, if you were to draw 1 Cerberus, 1 Jackal, 1 Cerberus, 1 Basilisk, you'll use Cerberus to search the other, and then you'll activate Basilisk to put Cerberus back, draw 1, then Jackal to special the Basilisk, and then if you activate 1 spell card, you get back the Jackal to your hand, because you'll play 2 scales, 3 counters, and you get a free +1 from it. So Basilisk is actually a fantastic card. helps you see side cards, and gives you a free +1. And if you banish it with Desires, who cares? Because if you have 10 Upstart Goblins, you want to ensure you see the side card. Because going first, you put up 4 negates easily, like absolutely easily. And we don't play Marmar Destrudo because just sometimes they brick you. There's no reason for them, to be honest. And it's going second, you just draw those side cards because you draw into it. You don't have to draw it in your opening 5. You draw into it as you go, right? There's so many draw cards. You draw into it as you go, and you draw one of them, you auto win. So next, we do play 1 Boots double Fogblade. If we were to draw one of these engine, we abandon the Rusty engine and just keep that 1 trap. So if we draw one of these 3 in the opening, let's say Desires banish one of these, it's totally fine. You just abandon the engine afterwards. You have so many engines in here that if you banish or whenever you banish something, who cares? You just go a different route. Drawing 2 is too nice not to play, unless you play like literally 15 1-ofs that are absolutely necessary. But like I said, if you draw 1 Boots, you simply pen summon it, and only 1 Abductor, everything else is scale 2 or lower. So you just pen summon it and then link it away and get the free Fogblade. If you draw a Fogblade, you get a free Fogblade, and don't go for Rusty afterwards. And you just go for different negates. So you still go 4 negates regardless. If you draw this, it just even makes your play a little easier. So it doesn't break. 1 Foolish, 3 Shrine. 45 is fine, good ratio. But in 40, I would suggest maybe cut 1 out. And then 3 Penko, 3 Duelist Lines. Even with the Wisdom Eye, it doesn't matter. You always want to see Pendulums. You want Magicians in there all the time. And with Sky Strikers, Altergeist going at rampant, you want to have access to Pen Call, especially Altergeist. Pen Call to get Dragon Pit to ensure you pop the rivalry or whatever they're going to have. So having Pen Call is absolutely necessary. And 6 is like beautiful. I would never play less than that. It's just such a great card. Sometimes you do, let's say you draw 3 of them sometimes. That's totally fine. Because if you end up with a turbo card, you still end up at 4 negates, even if you have 2 dead cards in your hand. And then 3 Allure and 3 Desires. It's a 45 card deck, but these draw 2. I know you banish 1, but it says draw 2. And you're going to draw your side cards going second. And it's extremely important to draw your side cards. Like, you're going to see, I'm going to go straight to the siding before I go extra deck. Like, it's a huge part of the deck. This is why I truly think Pendulums are the best deck this format. Because if you face Altergeist, you go triple Denko, triple Reboot, draw 1 of them in your 10 Upstart deck with Allures and Desires almost kind of as double Upstarts. Because you draw 2 cards. I know you banish a bunch, you banish card in hand, whatever, but it kind of double Upstarts. Because it's kind of like you're playing with 6 that's 12 cards gone, 4 Upstarts, and 16 cards, so 45 is a 29 card deck. So you're playing a 29 card deck, and you're gonna assign 6 of these, and if you draw multiple, you just discard a Pen Call. So it's too nice, and it's just a free auto win. Then against Sky Strikers, you simply take out the reboots and play True Nades. So it's the exact same thing. And then going second, you draw 1 of these 6 in your 29 card deck, and then you win. If you draw multiple, you discard a Pen Call. You pen 5, you win. You just like Electrum, 1 Electrum equals Boral Sword. So it's such an easy way to win. And if you can't OTK through 1 hand trap, you're just playing the deck completely wrong. And these obliterate everything right now going second. With all those draw cards, draw some of these, you win. Draw 1. And now against the other relevant decks is a Pendulum and Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragons are not going to be playing with Dangers anymore because the whole point of Dangers was snow. But now without that, they're just going to be playing double Colossus if they're lucky and maybe a 3rd Titan, Summon Sword, etc., etc. Then you simply drop these bad boys on them and they literally can't do anything. You just like OTK or set up a board and then they can't do anything.
No more hand traps, eh?
No more hand traps. After drawing 4 against Tayfun, I was like, hand traps are garbage. You're absolutely shit. I hate hand traps with a passion. Veilers garbage. And you could draw 4 Veilers by signing 10 cards because you need to see them. You need to see them, right? Or you could put cards like these where if you have an option to draw into it. So you have the 6th card to draw into. You have draw cards to draw them. Electrum draw. Like you have so many draws that you're going to end up drawing one of these auto win cards. And these are auto win cards. They're not a Veiler that stops a little thing. These are all like win you the game in the certain matchup that you side them for. And then like True Draco, which might be a thing now as well. You still got reboots, Denkos, True Nades. Like this overall thing just obliterates everything. I think this is the best side deck. I think this is a side deck that most people are gonna play anyways, regardless of what deck you play. But if you do these with a deck that draw, you're always gonna see it. So it's like you auto win, and it's even budget for you budget players, right? Like this deck's super budget right now. Still, even you don't even need to play the mythical beast. Like, you don't even need to play the mythical beast. If you think Jackal is expensive, you can take it out. Like mythical beasts are not even necessary. They're just there for fun. Like, they're not that great, to be honest. They're whatever. Next, Electrum, Underclock, Rusty. You still go Boral Savage, Vortex, and Double Fog Blade. Multiple cards in hand, call it a day. So you still need to play this engine. We don't play Yazi, but these are just the generic best utility cards in there, especially with it being a control format, which is so good for Pendulum, because Pendulum are by far the best combo deck this format. So it's the only deck that actually does stuff.
You cut the Zephyr engine.
Yeah, I cut it out because it's garbage. It bricked so many times with me, and you don't want to, like, the PKs don't brick, because if you draw them, they're a one card negate by itself. The Divine Strike is not. You're going to draw Divine Strike multiple times. The Zephyr monster does not count as a Pendulum monster, because you can't Pendulum summon with it in scale. So it's kind of just like in the sense, like a field spell in the sense. Like, you can't Pendulum summon with it. That's why I don't like the Mythical Beasts either, because they don't, to me, count as Pendulum either, because they're scale 4. So drawing them bricks too much. Drawing the PKs don't brick.
That's why I cut down the Jackal 1.
Yeah, I cut Jackal to 1 and Bashil's to 1 just because like upstart. Like, if I couldn't have the option to upstart, I think I'm actually taking out the Mythical Beast engine, because it gives you Serpents gives you now the option of upstart Goblin or Jackal. Like a free turbo or an upstart Goblin, which the whole point of this deck is drawn to your side cards going second. You know what I mean? So going first, put a 4 negates. Going second, you draw into your side cards with little draw cards in the deck. And then you just win, because after that, you OTK the shit out of them. And then these Borals just easily help OTK. You are at a big disadvantage now playing these Boral cards. So even if you are in a budget, you could take out the Unicorn, try and get these. Like, at least Boral for sure, but try and get Boral Sword if you can. Helps a lot with OTKs, it's crazy. Next, Dark Rebellion, Tornado again. Tornado's only rank 4. These are only rank 4 interruption. You don't need Dweller. Like, what are you gonna play Dweller for? This extra deck isn't super tight, but there's no reason for Dweller. And Dark Rebellion helps so much with OTKs, and don't forget what it does with Rusty. So they're just overall, this should be every single Pendulum player's extra deck right now so far. And then because we're going double Fog Blade, we want to protect it with Spell Trap Negates. The only reason you played Zephyr before is for a Spell Trap Negate, but if you just check your levels as you pen summon properly, then you're gonna have 2 Spell Trap Negates anyways. So we play one of every single one of them. And now this is a proxy just because I don't have it yet. Boral Savage. So this is Boral Savage, or just was Void Ogre. We're gonna take that out. This is Boral Savage. So now you're gonna have.
Nobody pulled it today.
Yeah, no one pulled it. It was insane. And the people that did just dipped ASAP. So rank 6, rank 7, Synchro 8, Synchro 8. So Synchro 7, Synchro 8, my bad. So rank 6, rank 7, Synchro 7, Synchro 8. So you're always gonna have 2 of these, plus the 2 Fog Blade. If you're playing a deck like Altergeist, Altergeist, you might want to substitute one of these with Tornado Dragon. But Tornado Dragon's so nice in this format because there's so many back row decks that you can't just take it out. And you always end up on 2 Fog Blade and 2 of these. This is being Boral Savage. And then lastly, I was left with 1 extra slot, and I was debating putting Mare in the deck, but there's really no need for it whatsoever. So for this, I just put the generic utility card, with now the deck having a big emphasis on going into harmonizing to ensure you get most use out of Boral Savage. We put Ignister back in, just because you always try and go into Boral Savage, so you always have access to the harmonizing. So many pen calls, Oath Dragon always in scale to add back to harmonizing. So for next turn, it's just a fantastic card just to help OTK even more. So that is the deck. Now I'm gonna, in a different video, show you guys like the combos with it. But Boral Savage is a whole other ballgame now, because harmonizing equals Boral Savage to negate anything. So now you end up with Vortex and Savage and double Fog Blade. So that's an auto win against 99% of decks. You need to open the absolute stones to get over that, and they still won't. And then you just OTK in the next turn. And then with the side deck as well, going first or going second is an absolute obliteration. Like, even if, let's say you lose a die roll. Let's say you lose a die roll against Altergeist. They go Secret Village, whatever, you lose. Game 2 goes around, you go first, 4 negates, they can't play. Even through hand traps, 4 negates, and they still can't play. Game 3 comes around, you side in the reboots, the Denkos, and you draw into it because you're playing 10 cards as they draw, and then when they activate spoofing, you reboot them, and you simply just OTK. And it's the same for strikers with Trunade and Denkos. Same thing for Pendulum with Triple Sphere, Triple Lava Golem. Then with Thunder Dragon, Triple Sphere, Triple Lava Golem. You just keep drawing into these type of cards and auto win. You don't just go 1 Veiler or 2 Veiler and doesn't even stop their turn. These cards auto win. So that is the profile, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the combo tutorial, which we'll be showing soon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.